Hi everyone, welcome to Search Online Academy. This is Iseko Shimana. Today I'm going to take you through some several questions, So let's begin our discussion. Uh, Here we have this question, that I was being asked by my fellow students, So here they were asking me this question, so I decided to put a video, on this question. So the question goes like this. This is Java, Java programming language. So the question goes as this: a method, question one, a method named the print tabs with no parameters produces a table as the numbers uh, 1 to 10, their squares and their cubes as shown below. Which is if which is it must produce a number 1 and then its square which is equal to 1 and the cube which is equal to 1, and then 2, its square is 4 and its cube is what is 8, and the 3, its square is 9 and its cube is what is 27. So we need a method which print all these results, and it does not have any input. That's why they are saying with the no parameters. The parameters, these are the arguments that we pass through to our method. So if they are saying with the no parameters, which means it doesn't take any input, but when we run that method, it must produce this output, that we are actually being asked to produce. So the question goes like this: write the method print tabs, include the method in a working program named test Java. Okay, I'm going to talk about this later. And invoke the method print tabs from main. This main, they are saying produce the they are saying invoke the method print tabs from main. To invoke the method is just to call the method. The main function or the main method in Java, we call these methods, we no longer call them functions, but in C++, we call them function. So the main method is the method that marks the beginning of our program. Whenever our program starts to or begin to run, it starts from the main function. Why main function? Because this is the base method or the method that starts everything. So here, after writing our method, we have to call it or invoke it in the main method. So here we go. Here I've already done this piece of code, but we are going to do it together. So I'm going to start or create a new project. Here it says a new project. Here you can use this shortcut or you can use a file, then new project. Okay, let me okay, then next, this method, this I can call it assignment, assignment, or okay, let me say assignment question 1. But here on the main class we have to call it test Java, because here they were saying the method must be in a file called test.java, which means our main class must be named as test, and then you have to click finish. Yeah. As it I'm sorry guys, my machine is not such faster, but I think it can do everything for us. So let's just wait for it as it finishes to create our project. Here we have to understand the heck or the maths behind this question. Why am I saying so? Because here we have to produce this output, but how are we going to produce output, and what does the square and the cube mean? This thing is just as simple as the math that we used to do on an ordinary level also. Here we are saying 1 squared is just okay, I want to work these results from 1 up to 3 so that we understand everything before we started to do our code, because it's very important, guys, trust me, to understand your problem before you try to come out with the solution. So first you must have a full knowledge or a full understanding on your question. So here we go. 1 is squared, you know, a square, the square of 1 is just like 1 squared, like this, 1 squared, and this is just is equal to as 1 times 1, which is equal to 1. That's why we have this one here, this one. And then 1 cubed is just like 1 cube is like we are taking the cube of 1, which is equal to 1 times 1 times 1 again. This is a 1 here, which gives us a 1, you see. And then here a 2 here that we have, then a square of 2 is as simple as 2 squared, which is equal to what? To 2 times 2, and this one is just equal to 4. That's why we have this 4 here. And this 8 is just from 2, is 2 cubed is equals to 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 8. As you see on the square, we are getting the square by simply multiplying the number twice. You know, it is multiplying itself, you know. And then the cube, we are just getting the cube by just that number is multiplying itself 3 times. Yeah, exactly. So here we must write the code which does all those things, you know. So okay, let me remove this, and then let me do this now. Let me maximize my window. Then here what we are going to do here, we are asked to create a method called print tabs, you know. So this method is not going to return anything, it is not going to take any value, so it is going to be a void method. So we are going to start with the this method, the public void. You can take it as a static method because later we might be, yeah, we are going to invoke it in the main. So the main is a static, so we don't need to create some objects and everything. So we need to give it void public static void, then call it print tabs, and then here it is not going to take any argument or any parameter. Then what's next? Here I'm going to create some variables that I want to use later. Int, let me call it number, int for integer, cube, int square. Then what's the heck behind these things? As you see from our output, you know, first we have to print this, you know, number, square, and output. So how are we going to do this? We need the print line statement. Okay, let me maximize this. We need the print line statement where we are going to print that output. So how are we going to print that output? It's number, then we concatenate our string concatenation, then it's like this, then plus, then it's a square. Okay, they are all in cap. Sorry, it's a square, and then it's cube. Okay, sorry for that. Here is number, and after this which means our method now is able to print just this thing, you know. And then here to do all this, I'm going to use a for loop. Here you can use a while loop or a for loop, so it's just a matter of your choice, you know. Here I'm going to choose to use a for loop. So using a for loop, and this one must be out of the for loop. Why? Because you don't need to repeat to print this output like 10 times or so, but you want to print it just once. That's why I put it outside of the for loop. So here I'm going to say for what? For integer I is for iteration, is equal to 0. I must be less than or equal to 10. Why less than or equal to 10? I'm going to explain. And then I plus plus, this is I increment, you know. Then why am I saying I must be less than or equal to 10? Sorry, must start from 1. Why? Because here on our question we need the number from 1 up to 10, you know. So it's like this loop is going to loop for 10 times, and it is going to print 1 up to 10, you know. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to initialize my variable number to I. Yes. Why? Because every time that I'm going to print the number, I want to print the value of I, because at first I is going to be 1, and then on the second iteration I is going to be 2. My number is going to be 2. That's how I going to print 1, 2, 3 going down, you know. And then after that we have already worked this thing, as we see that a square is just multiplying the number is multiplying itself twice, you know. So I'm going to start by the square. So our square is just equal to what? To number times number. This number is going to multiply itself twice, and then cube. Our cube is just equal to number times number times number. This number that we get here is going to multiply itself 3 times. That's how are we going to get the cube of that number. And then after that we are going to do what now? Okay, now we are going to print the output after doing all these kind of calculations. So our shortcut for system dot out print line, you just use SOUT, and then you click control enter is out. Okay, you click the tab key, you know, as soon as you finish to type this, and then tab key. Okay, so now let's do this. We have to print what? We have to print this number first, you know. After number you have to do this. Okay, let me take this number of blank space that I've put here and paste them here, and then this is a string concatenation. Yeah, yes. Then you have to put not this but number, then square, and then some space, and then we put our cube there. Then now I think that's all about the question 1a. This is question 1a that I'm actually answering, try to answer, or that I'm answering. So after having all this method, it is not going to be executed. Why? Because we didn't invoke this method from the main method, so you have to invoke this method. So by how to invoke this method, you have to simply write the name of the method and in some brackets, and then terminate. So it's sprint tabs, then like this. Yeah, we are good to go. If we run this, let's test this method and see our output. Is it going to be like the one that we have on our question? Let's compare this. Okay, come on. Okay, let me just see our output here that we have. Okay, is it finished to compare this program? Okay guys, just patience with me, just have patience with me. Okay, we are done. So let me this. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go here and set. Okay, to where are you, my friend? Okay, this one. It's this one. Okay, it's assignment 2. No. Okay, this one we have. Come on. No. Don't do that. Oh, okay. Here. Okay. You are good to go. Let me run this. The class was not found in assignment 2. Project book. No. Why book? Okay, let me say run file. Okay, this is our output. Here. As you see on our output, we have 111 and then 248, which means 2, then the square of 2 is what is 4. And then if you compare this output with the one that we have here, is just a symbol for the matter of spacing. Here I can add some more space like this, and then recombining it. Then run this. Assignment question 2. Okay, I have to set this to assignment. Okay, it's assignment. I have no. Okay, here. Okay, and then run. As you see, here is our output. Look, it's almost similar to the one that we have on this question A, to produce this output. So thank you guys. I think that's all about on question A. Then I have to move on to question B now. What does question B is it saying? So I'm going to take a short break and then I'll come back on question B. I have to say thank you for that.